All right. We just got finished talking about this linearization table. This, by the way, is located online AP Physics under online lab instructions. Okay, so we are going to take this information, this ability to take data, V final squared equals 2GH initial, and to determine what to graph to create a linear relationship. In this situation, we would graph V final squared over H initial or H initial over V final squared, and we will get, in this case, 2G, and in this case, 1 over 2G, okay? And so, at any rate, we were gonna take BCHS Lab number 5, and the whole point of this lab is not so much the lab, it's to practice creating a linear relationship, creating a straight line between two variables. So I have actually have the data actually already collected. It's not very clear, I see, but at any rate, I'm not interested in you spending tons of time trying to figure out how to collect this data. So I've collected the data for you. What is the lab? Essentially is a puck that slides down a frictionless track. We can measure this velocity, which is constant, and we can measure this height. So we have this relationship here using conservation of energy. So what I want you to do is take a look at that lab and the video, enter in your data table, the measured quantities below. So you have to put in the height, the time, and the distance. So you may have to zoom in. This is on your OneNote and also attached to the instructions, okay? Create a column for velocity and calculate the velocity using your column formulas, okay? And we will, because this velocity is constant, we can measure this distance and the time it takes to do that. And so you will enter in the column a formula for distance over time. Notice those are in centimeters per second. I'm okay leaving it that way. Using your data, graph the velocity versus height. Remember, what's first is on the y-axis, what's second is on the x-axis. So velocity versus height. And notice this is not a straight line. It should be a graph that has a curve to it. It's a square root, square root relationship. So again, I derive this equation for you using conservation of energy. V final squared equals 2G H initial. Determine how to change the quantities on the X and Y axis to create a linear relationship. We just practiced that. So you should be able to determine what should you graph? How do you make this a straight line? What should be on this X axis? What should be on this Y axis? Then once you have an idea of what to do, create a new column, okay? Create a new column. Calculate the variable that is needed, because maybe you have to square a variable, and then change your graph. And your new graph should be a straight line, okay? And now you can select a best fit, which is linear, and you will have some curve fit data, okay? And I believe, we have y equals mx plus b, and I can't remember what pivot uses. Anyway, whatever you should be able to determine what your slope is based on your curve fit data, okay? All right, answer the questions. The expectations is that you enter in the data, that you graph it so you can see that it's not linear, and then change it so that you can create a linear relationship using the data that was collected. You will have to create a new column to probably do something with your data, and then change your graph. Okay, that is the expectation. We're probably going to take 2 days to do this, is my guess. So this will be a Wednesday, Thursday event in this particular calendar year. All right, thank you.